I don't agree
Ms.
with
Brink.
the fact that they're trying to say I have schizophrenia. I do not have, I've never heard a voice or saw something that's not real in my life.
All right. Ms. Brink is here, and the folks from NCMH are here, or NCCMH, excuse me. With that then, Ms. Brooker, how would you like to proceed?
Judge, I just want to put this out there. I see 4 individuals for CMH who are labeled on there, and I guess I'd inquire of them, which of them wants to put on some testimony or provide some information to the court about the status.
Your Honor, 3 of us, myself, Miss Patty Mazza, and Mr. Nate Wheatley. The 4th person is our clerical.
Okay. All right. Mr. DeMarsh, would be appropriate for you to go first, or should Miss Mazza or Mr. Wheatley go?
I believe Miss Mazza has the best, most accurate testimony today.
Okay, Judge, I asked the court
right.
to swear her in.
So Ms. Mazza, ma'am, if you'd raise your right hand, please. And do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you put your hand down. Go ahead, counsel.
Ma'am, could you just state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Patricia Mazza, M-A-Z-A.
What is your occupation?
I am the assertive community treatment nurse for North Country Community Mental Health.
How long have you held that position?
Oh, 1.5 years.
Okay. Are you familiar with Chelsea Brink?
Yes, I am, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Yes, I am, Ms. Brooker.
Oh, you can call me Your Honor. That's fine. No. How are you familiar with her?
I met her after hospitalization, so briefly familiar with her. Met her for a nursing assessment post-hospitalization, and I've been to her home twice.
Okay. Do you know whether she has a diagnosis?
Bipolar 1 disorder.
Okay. And do you believe she is a person who requires treatment?
Yes, I am.
And is there currently an order for treatment for her?
Yes, there is.
And do you know what are some of the requirements under that order that she participates in?
That she participates in medication via oral, injectable, that she meets with ACT, trying to think of anything else, that she follows the guidelines for her order as far as participation with CMH, recommendations and prescriptions from the physician, the psychiatrist.
Has she followed that order?
No.
Could you
Yes, I have.
could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay, Ms. Brink, you'll get a chance to testify in a minute if you want. So let's hear what she has to say first.
Yes, sir.
So she has been resistant in the ACT model as far as our ability to assess her use of medication. She has refused her injectable medication. She has refused ACT's presence on her property. The first incidents with her, I was there, she asked me to leave or she was going to call the police.
I never
Do you recall how long ago that was?
Oh, we can look that up for you.
Okay. Was it in the last few weeks?
It would have been in the last 2 months. That was right after her hospitalization, so early April.
Is she taking any of her prescribed medication as required that you're aware of?
Yes.
She self-reports to us that she is taking it. We have not been able to view her medication bottles or
No. I'm a 37.
Okay.
3/26 is the date. I'm sorry to interrupt. 3/26 is the date that I arrived to her home and was asked to leave.
Okay. And what are you asking the court to do today?
Clarify the order with the client on participation. You know, we just would like to be able to do what we feel is necessary to ensure we avoid rehospitalization due to non-compliance of medication and treatment.
Okay. And do you believe the current treatment plan as ordered is appropriate for her?
I do.
Okay. Just taking a look at the paperwork really quickly. I don't have any other questions for her, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Leonardson?
Do you have regular and consistent contact with Ms. Brinkley at this time?
No.
That is my only question. I will indicate to the court that I've talked to Ms. Brink and she has some questions as in regards to her treatment and her medication.
I'm not quite
Mr.
done with
Brooker?
my proofs. I'm gonna put in a few other witnesses, Judge.
All right, go ahead.
Next, let's see, I guess I'll go with Mr. Demarche.
All right. Mr. Demarche, if you'd raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I so swear.
Go ahead,
Sir,
counsel.
Sir, could you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Ryan Demarsh, DeMarsh.
What is your occupation and where are you employed?
I'm the supervisor of assertive community treatment for North Country Community Mental Health.
And how long have you held that position?
Almost 8 years.
And are you familiar with Chelsea Brink?
Somewhat.
Okay. Did you file the notice of non-compliance in her case?
I filed multiple.
Okay. And the one we're here on today, you filed that paperwork?
Yeah, I did, or the demand for hearing, or Patty did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any personal observations of Ms. Brink declining to participate in her treatment plan?
I do. What day was that? Last Wednesday, I went to see Miss Brink to discuss with her that we were having a hearing today. Also to observe her medications to see if I could do what we call a pill count. She told me to leave her property and never come back. I've had other interactions with her where I've asked the same, where may we come in? Can we engage in therapy? Can we count your pills? No. I can go through my chart and find out, but I filed, or the team has filed, notifications of non-compliance of every incident that has happened up until the time that we got a court hearing. So there have been incidents of non-compliance since we filed this demand for hearing. We just didn't because we knew the hearing was coming.
Okay. And based on your experience, do you also believe that the current treatment plan that's ordered is appropriate for her?
I don't know. I can read her chart and tell that she's a person that has received mental health treatment in the past. I've spoken with her prior case manager that says that when she's on medication, she does very well and she's pleasant and easy to be around. I have not experienced a person that has been able to be interviewed, assessed, etc. For a level, like I couldn't give you she hasn't told me anything about herself.
Okay. Have most of your interactions with her been somewhat like adversarial from her perspective?
I would say that's accurate, yes. And also very brief, 2 to 3 minutes. We haven't been able to bill for a contact because we've been asked to leave the property before we've ever been able to get anywhere with contact.
Okay. Right. And do you agree with Ms. Mazza's request to the court today?
That the court clarify what's expected of the client. Yes, that's what we're asking for.
Okay. And do you agree that the hope is that she'll follow the treatment plan and avoid future hospitalization if her issues continue?
Absolutely.
To escalate?
Yes, that's what we want to do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything else for him.
All right, Mr. Leonardson?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Mr. DeMarsh, I do. I understand what you are saying and I have to hear from Ms. Brink yet, which I will in just a minute, but if the order gets explained to her, but things continue as they have been, would you be ultimately seeking, or do you anticipate you might be seeking hospitalization?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I sort of assumed that was the answer. I just needed to know.
Yeah, if we can't tell, we'll need to have her picked up so we can assess her in a way we can assess her.
Right, okay, and the ACT, was that what your visit was, an ACT visit?
That's correct, Your Honor. Assertive community treatment works with clients typically on orders who need an assertive approach to applying the principles that we have. Motivational interviewing therapy, medication usage, medication verification. Many of them are injectables as well. And we haven't been able to get any of those things with Ms. Brink at this
All right.
point.
And how often would you be out at her premises if things were going well?
We are scheduled 2 times a week on Mondays and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. And we've been able to do that to get to her or speak with her on the phone.
All right,
But often we're asked to leave if she's
Okay, all right.
available.
all right. Any further questions of this witness, counsel?
No, Your
No.
Honor.
All right, Ms. Brooker, did you wish to call a third witness?
I see there's a, Mr. Wheatley is there. I'm not sure, what his role is on that, so I'm kind of deferring to Mr. DeMarsh. If is there additional information, other than what we've already provided to the court that he could provide?
He could provide testimony to the times that he's attempted to make contact with her as well. And also
don't think-
what Ms. Maza and I have as well.
I don't think that would be necessary at this point. I'd like to speak to Ms. Brink. So unless Ms. Brooker, are you in
I don't have
agreement?
anything else, Judge. No, I don't.
All right, Mr. Leonardson, do you want to take testimony from Ms. Brink? Do you want me to talk to her directly? How do you want to proceed?
I believe if you talk to her directly, it would probably be most
All right,
most convenient, and she's expressed to me in very strong terms that she doesn't feel she's well treated,
okay,
and has
all
not
right,
followed the program
Okay.
totally.
all right. Ms. Brink, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is really just they're not asking that you be hospitalized right now. Do you understand that?
I understand that. Yes, sir. But what they're asking for is not they're lying about a lot of things. I have participated and I always take my medicine. I need a lot of things, but a shot is not one of them. And I am not going to take medicine that I don't need. It's for a
Okay.
diagnosis I don't have.
Okay, hold on, Ms. Brink. I have some questions. What medicines, which ones have you been taking?
My Vraylar and my birth control.
All right, and at least on the Vraylar, are you taking that as prescribed?
Yes, sir. Every morning.
Okay,
Capsule, I swallow it. I take
okay,
it with my coffee.
okay, all right, that's fine, that's fine. And Mr. DeMarsh said he went out, one of the reasons he is out there is just to do a pill count. Not saying you haven't been taking it, but that's what they need. And ultimately, I need
No.
verification that you're taking that.
I'm
Okay.
an adult. I take
I
my
know.
medicine as prescribed. No one needs to count it. That's not
All
fair
right.
treatment to me. That's treating me as if I'm an invalid, and I am not an invalid. I am a 37-year-old college graduate, and I'm a registered nurse. I know how to take my medicine.
Ms. Brink, I know all those things about you, and you are a
Okay.
very competent person, but there's been this diagnosis, and you might disagree with that. Just
I
like
do,
when you
and I've been
hold on,
asked.
Ms.
I
Brink.
asked them to so that I could speak with my doctor, because really it's between me and my doctor what medicine I take.
Well,
And
it
I
is,
asked
but
to
if
talk to him about it because I
Ms.
don't agree
Ms.
with
Brink.
the fact that they're trying to say I have schizophrenia. I do not have. I have
Okay.
never heard a voice or saw something that's not real in my life.
all right, Ms. Brink, this is a time that you need to listen to me.
I'm trying, but I
Okay.
feel I'm being treated very unfairly right now.
Okay, here's,
Y'all are
you know,
teaming up against
okay,
me.
hold
Oh,
on, Ms. Brink,
Okay,
Ms.
I'm
Brink,
sorry.
I have some things I need to tell you.
Okay,
And you may disagree, you can disagree with them, but I have to tell you, my job, just like your job was when nursing, I have to follow the law.
right.
Right now, the law says There's an order out there that says you are to participate in this type of treatment. I'm hearing really from not just Mr. DeMarce and Ms. Mazza, but yourself as well, that you're not following it. Now, you're saying you don't need it.
Following
Okay,
it.
Ms. Brink, listen. I know you're saying that you don't believe you have that diagnosis. I get that. But I can tell you, just as sure as shooting that, if you don't start following it, they're going to be filing a petition asking to have you hospitalized.
At this point, I've already been hospitalized 6 times in 2 years. It
I know.
doesn't matter to me anymore. It's not right what they're trying to do to me. They're treating me as if I'm retarded or something.
All right, okay, well, Ms.
It's
Brooker.
doing more
you know-
damage than it is good.
Okay, all right, Ms. Brink,
I follow
you-
what I'm supposed
okay.
to follow.
Ms.
Judge
Brink, I'm going to have to mute you if you cannot be quiet at this point. Ms. Brooker, I mean, I think things are fairly clear. I've probably done as good as I can on explaining what needs to be done. Ms. Mazza and Mr. DeMarce did as well. I suspect I know where this case may be heading, but is there anything more I can do today?
I mean, Judge, I don't know if you want to read to her what that order says, so she understands. I guess I'll leave that to the court.
I understand I have to participate, and I am
Okay.
participating.
Okay, all right,
Just
Ms.
because
Brink,
I don't want a certain medication doesn't mean that I'm not participating. I only asked him not to be on my property because he opened the door after I closed it and threw a piece of paper in my house.
Okay.
At
all
me.
right, I think,
Now
I
that's
think,
not
I
being
think I've done that
very
all that I could do
adult-like,
today.
in my opinion.
I will sign an order that reaffirms the existing order. And if something else is
The
filed,
only reason I'm
you'll-
on this
you'll hear.
order is because my neighbor said that I was
Okay,
exposing
Ms.
myself
Brink,
in my
this
front
hearing-
yard
Ms.
to
Brink,
them, and
this
that's
hearing is
not
done.
true.
Ms. Parker, you can mute her. This hearing is done. So I will sign that order, Mr. DeMarce. If something else gets filed, the court will handle it as appropriate.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
In my conversations with Ms. Brink, she was particularly upset about having to take a particular shot. I'm not totally aware of what that shot is, but that was her basic problem with her
Right.
at this
I
time.
understand.
Would
I
they-
do understand, yeah.
I would just
and
ask that
that's-
they be explained
well-
by the physician or that
Yeah.
to her.
I don't think I was going to make any progress with her today. And, I'm really not, sometimes I understand injectables are things that upset people a lot, or some people a lot. I get that. But, if they're called for, I have to order it. And I'll try to explain that to her if I'm able to, but I fear what the next step may be. Mr. DeMarce, you take somebody with you when you go out there?
I'm at this point, given what I just saw, I'm likely to be asking the court to have her picked up and taken for evaluation this
Okay.
afternoon.
All right, if we see that, Ms. Parker, who's hearing this, will get that, and I will certainly look at it and evaluate it and let you know very soon. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That does conclude this hearing. All right, next we'll be turning to the matter of Corey Gay.